Spoiler heavy Infinity Train video. Funny thing is, the biggest twist of the series was actually at the end. I'll talk about that in a minute. The biggest twist was that there's gonna be more Infinity Train, which nobody saw coming. Really well done. And I'm really glad for that, because the whole time I was thinking, I'm really, really in love with this concept. I love the world. I want to hang out on this Infinity Train. It's a shame that there was only 10 episodes. There was so much potential, and there is so much potential. I'm glad that there is going to be more. No idea what's in store. Movie, show, full series, who knows. But yay, one's back in the conductor's train. I love how he refers to it as Mom. Definitely had a Doctor Who feel. I know Doctor Who is one of the inspirations for the show. Again, get to that in a minute. My favorite cars were the grid car, which is the first one, and the ball pit car. That was amazing. The background work on this show is quite brilliant. And the episodes are 11 minutes long. I think, while I love the show, I had a ton of fun watching it, and I really like the life lessons that Tulip learns. They are very, very unique. My one criticism, I guess, is that I really wish the episodes were 22 minutes instead of 11 minutes, because there was so much emotion packed into it, and there was so much atmosphere. I wanted to spend more time in some of the cars, particularly grid car, ball pit car, though I get a good fight scene. And I think some of the atmosphere would have been built up a little bit more, and some of the lessons, which were very good, would have sunk in a lot more had there been more time to develop it. But I like what Tulip's journey is. It's very unique because, like I said, you don't see a fresh divorce in a kid's show like this. And having witnessed classmates, neighbors, friends go through a lot of that, it was very spot on. Tulip's the character who keeps it all inside, and she's very much on this Alice in Wonderland journey. I once described this to somebody trying to get them into the show as, it's over the garden wall but on a train instead of the other side. They said, oh, cool, I like Over the Garden Wall. It has that feel to it. I think, yeah, Over the Garden Wall definitely feels more like 1900s fairy tale, and this feels more like Alice in Wonderland. I really like, you find out what the number means. Yeah, I definitely wondered, I thought that the number referred to how many cars she had before she got to the front. But nope, it is a moral code, and the closer you are to dealing with your problems and solving them, that's when you get to 0, and when you get to 0, you can get off the train. I heard that some people did predict it that way, man. Some people are so good at predicting stuff. I'm not. I like what Tulip learns. Again, they had some really, really good lessons in there, like how they deal with, don't blame yourself for events that are beyond your control, and don't impose your morals on a world that works very, very differently. You had that in the Unfinished car. Like I said, I think they really hit hard. And when you see Tulip go through her memories and really have to confront her emotions and her thoughts on her parents' relationship and dealing with the fact that they are divorced, how she can't live in the past. Again, oh yeah, the biggest message that I really think is relevant, needed to be said, was you can't live in the past, because then you don't live in the moment and you miss out on good times going forward. And living in the past holds you back from making progress as a person, even though you can take elements of the past with you, whether that is something you really liked as a kid, like the road trip song, or happy memories. Very, very well done. Like I said, this is not a criticism against the show. I know Cartoon Network all does 11 minutes. I really would have liked to see if there were 22 minutes instead of 11, so you can really develop the atmosphere. Mostly because I like this world so much, and I like the idea so much. I wanted to spend as much time in it as possible. I saw in this AMA that the creator and I believe the supervising producer did that Doctor Who was a major influence on the show. Having seen a little bit of Doctor Who, I got that. The sci-fi element, which was really cool, and one always asking, "Are you my mum?" Which, if you know Doctor Who, "Are you my mummy?" That was a really fun episode. Man, there is so much that can be done with this, especially when you get to the end and you learn Amelia, who was the fake conductor who overthrew 1-1 in her grief and her desire to live in the past and live in fantasy. I wonder if, going forward, she's going to be a focal point. That'd be interesting. You got to see her backstory, you got to see Tulip's backstories. Also points for using VCRs in this world. Loved Kate Mulgrew as the cat. Never knew quite what side she was on. Would have liked to see more of her, too. I wonder if she's coming back. And since Tulip's journey is done, I wonder if she's gonna be back later on. I think, me looking at this, I think this show is a lot more about the world. The world is the star of the show, rather than the characters. Because it's this place where you deal with your problems, and there's room for so many different characters to go through their journey. We have Amelia, whose number is so big, it's all over her body, and she's not going to be getting off that train anytime soon. I wonder if she's going to be somebody we follow with whatever's coming next for the show. And we've seen that there are other passengers, so that would be a lot of fun. I wonder if they're gonna do a straight-up Doctor Who route where you get a new protagonist every season. I mean, you had something like that with Total Drama Island, or Total Drama Action, the show Total Drama, where they had a ton of main characters. They'd switch them up, people would leave, new people would come in. This is a show that I think can do something like that. Like I said, the star really is this world, this train, and this place where people come to solve their problems. You could have so many different cool characters. I wonder if they are doing that, because you could have, like Doctor Who, you could have different favorite main characters. You like and dislike them for different reasons. There's so much potential for some really creative art, and you could have some really creative animation in there too. Like maybe a puppet car, which would scare me, depending on the puppet. Or a cutout animation car. Or a 3D animation car. Or a live action car. Wouldn't that be fun? That'd be interesting, yeah. Different kinds of animation. Or 30s, like a Cuphead car. 30s animation. Like, Over the Garden Wall did something like that. And I also like trains, so automatic appeal. Yeah, I'm glad to see Tulip got through her arc okay. I wonder, she probably will come back at some point. You know, different issues with her family. She could come back, maybe dealing with issues through maybe her dad gets a new girlfriend or a new wife, and there's stepkids that Tulip doesn't get along with, or maybe her mom finds somebody, husband or wife, and Tulip doesn't get along with them, has to deal with a new blended family, so she gets back on the train to deal with it. That'd be fun. That'd be interesting. Again, I love this idea and all the stuff you can do with it. I don't know for the time being what's gonna happen. I really can see this show being an animated Doctor Who with tons of new characters, new passengers, new issues, new story arcs, new cars, running for a very, very long time. Like I said, I'm excited to see where it goes. I know the original plan for it was a movie. I'm glad it's going the show route. I wonder if it's going to be more miniseries or if it's going to be a full series. I'd be curious to find out. Fun show. Pulled at my heartstrings. I'm excited for more.